Hello everyone, welcome back to another weekly manga log. This is going to count for the last week of June and then also the first week of June. And I know this is coming up a little bit early, but that's because I got a wedding to go to. So I probably won't read too many manga this weekend. So I figured I might as well get it done before I leave because then I won't be hungover. I won't be tired to post the video up, and so I figured why not. So let's start off with Genkaku Picasso, okay? I went into this knowing almost nothing. I have to say I am completely disappointed in the manga tuber community for not talking about this manga every video. It's super good. Where are you guys on this? You know, you're supposed to be my outlet for good manga. Sorry, I'm just playing with the camera. I shouldn't have even touched it. But yeah, you guys are supposed to be my outlet for good manga. What the heck? So this is amazing. Essentially what happens is this kid goes into these pictures like this one right here. He gets sucked right into it because he sees people with an evil aura. And to fix the people with the evil aura, he has to go into the painting that he paints and resolve their trauma. So you see he's in one right now. See how the art's all different? And if he doesn't do it, if he says, nah, I don't want to help people today, his body will rot. And then he'll be no good. You know, he'll be dead. So, he really likes to draw. So he's not, come on, he's not going to let that happen. No way, no how. These are also some thick boys right here. We got some thick boys. These are not some small fry, salad-eating manga, okay? This is a big, thick steak eaters right here. This guy eats a family bag of Doritos every night. That's what this is. Here's a slightly thicker normal book right here. You see this difference? Do you see that difference? It's twice the size. 1, 2. So that was awesome. Great read. Strongly recommend Genkaku Picasso. Only 3 volumes. This series was not canceled. It actually ended naturally. The author did it exactly the way he wanted to, so that was great. The next one I read, School Judgment. Creators of Death Note, obviously. It was by Obata. You know, this one did not end naturally. It did have the ending the author wanted. It just did not have the journey to get there. And the reason was, and the author even says it, he had a really hard time coming up with idea and cases. I will say that this manga isn't that bad, though, especially the first volume. You know, the cases are very interesting. I mean, the art, phenomenal, as always. Look at that troll teacher. But the problem is the cases get too easy, too nonsense, just kind of ridiculous, especially towards the end. And the author even says in his little author note comment, it's because he had a harder time with the editor thinking up good cases. You know, it's about this school judgment, right? School judgment system that's added to schools where they go through a court trial. You can see here, it's very similar to Ace Attorney, if you guys have ever played that game. Except the judge, if I can find him here, is actually a preschooler. The preschooler judge, you can see him right here, is like balding. He looks old. He's got wrinkles. That's because of the stress it is to become a judge, which I think is hilarious. But, you know, of course, this manga is pretty good. It's just really wordy. It took me, honestly, this took me a lot of last week to read. Not this past week, but the one before. It took me a lot of time to read through this. And the reason is because it's so wordy. And I guess it has to be. But, like, it takes time to read through this. I don't know if I would really recommend this because, you know, it's good. It's an interesting concept, I suppose. It's not great by any means. And the ending is subpar and really rushed, you know, despite getting the ending that, you know, he wanted. But the bottom line is that it's just like it really made me interested in Case Closed more than anything else. So I'm now more interested to read Case Closed, actually, which I didn't think I'd actually be ever in. Half the manga is, you know, the case, you know, finding the clues and everything like that. The other half is actually the solving of the trial and proving the innocence of the convicted. And so that's neat and all, but, like, the cases just aren't that interesting past the first few. But it had such a good promise, honestly. It actually has a lot of good starting points. It just can't carry its weight. Here we have Juni Tyson, Zodiac War. The art of the light novel is actually by the person who does... they do Arakawa Under the Bridge, and they also do one more thing. I just can't remember what it is. Let me look real quick. It's going to be... I don't know. I can't remember. Arakawa Under the Bridge, and then also Kairi no Su, and then Saint Youngman. That's right, Saint Youngman. This mangaka, the artist for the light novel, actually drew Saint Youngman. So that's Hikaru Nakamura. The main author Nisio blah, blah, it actually wrote Monogatari, so that was really cool. They also did Madoka Box, and then this same manga who interpreted Nisio Siusun artwork actually also did Madoka Box out of Shonen Jump. This is a really good series about warriors who are named after the 12 zodiacs, who have to fight for those crystals that I just showed you there for a brief second. The winner gets all 12, and then they get to actually make one wish. They all have different abilities. It's a super cool battle manga. Fairly certain this ended naturally as well. Only 4 volumes. Art is amazing. I was a really big fan of it. I mean, I say it's amazing, but it's it's not like better than Obata or Inoue or anything, but it's still really good. I strongly recommend this series if you guys have never, checked it out and are a big fan of like big battle mangas. This is one of the shortest ones there is. I read through this really fast. I loved it. Every bit of it was awesome. The fighting styles for all these different people are very varied and cool. Very, very good at it. So I really did enjoy it, and I know this, if it got more speaking time, it probably would become even cooler too. But yeah, I really liked it a lot. Strongly recommend. Very bloody, very gory. It's based off a light novel, and there's 2 epilogue chapters to it as well. Not that I don't think they're released in English, but if they are, somebody please tell me because I will read them. But yeah, strongly recommend it. Lastly, Pokemon: The Adventures Omnibus Collector's Edition, Volume 7. This one gets really good. It gets into their past a little bit more and how they know each other. It has the gym leaders fighting Team Aqua and Team Magma. It has Ruby and Sapphire training. I really actually like this volume a lot. This is probably my favorite one out of, not the collector's editions, but out of the Ruby and Sapphire arc. So if you guys were on the fence about the arc, I would say wait until this volume, Volume 7. It really picks up big time here. Wally comes into the fray, and he's like ready to go. And I really liked how everything's kind of going. But yeah, that's what I read this week. What I'm going to read next week, yeah, it's finally happening. So I have Volume 10 coming in the mail, and I'm going to read the crap out of Knights of the Zodiac, because Volume 10 will be here by the time I'm on Volume 10. Knights of the Zodiac is a grail series for me. I'm so pumped to be finally able to read Knights of the Zodiac. I cannot wait. Saint Seiya is like a classic for me. I really always thought it was cool because I used to really be in Constellations. Not so much anymore. But even still, I loved Saint Seiya. When they brought the anime back on Netflix, I binged the shit out of it. I'm going to binge the shit out of this here. And I cannot wait to finally read it all. I've never read the whole thing, so this is going to be my time to read it. I also have Sunita Show, so I'm going to do that too. And I may or may not use a certain Canadian website to help me get some of the other mangas, such as Saint Seiya Omega, that was never translated to, Americanese. So we'll see about that, though. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe, like, leave a comment below if you liked any of this stuff. And if you didn't like any of this stuff, that's okay too. I'd like a comment just to hear what I did wrong. Anyways, that's it for today, guys. And I hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.